Kia ora Star Wars fans, welcome to Middle-Aged Kiwi Man collecting Star Wars figures. In this video I'm going to do another comparison of Power of the Force 2 figures from sort of like 1995, 1996, 1997 and compare them again with their counterparts from the Vintage Collection, which is the premium line of 3.75 action figures. Thank you so much for your feedback and your support on the first episode of this series. Really encouraged by it. The first series looked at some Jabba's goons, and I'm going to look at some other characters from Jabba's palace, so come and join me. So here we are. Here's my 5 characters from Jabba's palace for my second of these Power of the Force 2 versus Vintage Collection figures, and we'll go through them left to right. You can see there I've got 2 Princess Leias. So I got the Leia Bush disguise. So this was one that was, you know, one of the original 96 Kenner figures. This is obviously it's not actually quite Power of the Force version. If I can just bring it in here, it debuted on a Shadows of the Empire card, so that's what it looked like. This one's battered up and stuff, but so that would have been around about 1997, I think. She has the thermal detonator molded into the hand. This cape isn't so annoying, it just pops off with any touch, but it's got a little hole there. You can see the backpack's quite detailed, and you take the helmet off, and Power of the Force stand is not such a bad face, really. Princess Leia. I'm not going to bother putting that cape back on. I'll just put her back on the stand. Then, of course, we have, shall we say this? Some people say Slave Leia. I'd prefer to say Jabba's prisoner Leia. This came out around about 1997. This is the first figure of Princess Leia in this outfit. It is plastic, it comes with this chain thing. The detail is actually pretty good, and it is one of the better Power of the Force figures, I think. Some good detail, paint detail on her bronze bikini there, but a significant figure just because it's the first figure of her in that outfit. Next we got, surprise surprise, it's Lando in disguise, and he is a very much Power of the Force figure. You can see he's pretty buff. Unfortunately I dug around, but I couldn't find his electro staff that he comes with, so apologies for that. Please don't think less of my channel because I can't have a complete figure. Anyway, his helmet comes off as well, and that is very similar to the portrait, and in fact it's probably the same portrait that came with the Bespin Lando, but some pretty nice paint deco on there. The bronze of his armor comes across pretty well. Not bad, not bad. Then we get into Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight. This cape is pretty chunky and plastic and does come off. Obviously he didn't actually have the lightsaber while he was in Jabba's palace. That came later. Spoiler alert, R2-D2 had it in his unit the whole time. This is very Power of the Force as well. Obviously he's super buff, he's super big. Not very accurate at all, but it was a nice figure of its time. I think that was around 1997 as well. And then we come on to Boba Fett, and this one is in his Return of the Jedi colours, so I've included him in this video. Nice paint apps. There's a lot of paint apps, so you know, these days this would be a deluxe because of the paint apps. But again, very Power of the Forcey, very bulky. And once again, by the magic of television, we have transformed our Power of the Force 2 figures into their Vintage Collection counterparts, and you can probably notice straight away that height wise they're a lot smaller because they're all a lot more accurate. Let's have a start with Leia Bush. Again, her cape has come off, I haven't replaced it, so you can see there that the detail in this one is just incredible. Once again, a thermal detonator sculpted into her hand, which I know is not great for some people because she's only has that in one scene really. The cape is now soft goods, a little backpack, it's very accurate, and let's have a look when we take off her helmet. Helmet looks great, by the way. Can we get it off without pulling her head off? There we go. Okay, she has something going on her chin, but otherwise that is a very, very nice likeness of Carrie Fisher. In fact, my one maybe looks a little bit cross-eyed, but anyway, I display her with the helmet on as if she's just bought Chewie to claim the reward. Alright, then we go into Jabba's prisoner layer. You see it's an amazing figure. Bring in the Power of the Force one. That one's significant because it's the first one, and this one's significant because I think it'll be the last one. She comes with, oh, you can see a bit of buttock there. She comes with soft goods skirt. This one also came in the Legacy collection where you could get swap out legs to have her sitting down more easily. This one I got off Tanghori loose. I've never been able to get a carded version of this, and they just keep going up and up in value, but it's a very nice figure. It looks great with her sitting on Jabba's dais. Then we bring in Surprise Surprise Lando in Disguise. This is a great figure. This was brought in to the Vintage Collection in the last maybe 3 years. Certainly in the second part of Vintage Collection. There was an earlier version which was a Sandstorm one. Oh, there was a Sandstorm version of Leia as well. But this one's been upgraded so his legs are longer, and it's got photoreal face technology for Lando. He's a cool figure. This particular one I have on my prisoner skiff. He looks very, very cool. Then we get into Luke Skywalker. This is a fantastic Luke Skywalker figure as well. In fact, all these figures are fantastic. Photoreal, nice new head sculpt. Lovely brown cape. Soft goods. Comes with a pistol that he steals off Wolf, I think. Yeah, there he is. And then compared to his Power of the Force 2 giant muscly Luke Skywalker, this one is a must-have. Again, I got this one off Tanghori. I do have one carded. Wasn't able to get that 3-pack that he came in though. And then last but not least, BC 186 Boba Fett. This is the best Boba Fett mold they've made. It is absolutely fantastic. Very little to gripe about with this figure. I think some people were upset that the rangefinder's not movable, but I don't actually care because I just display them. Well, I've got heaps of them displayed all around the place, and again, comparing to the Power of the Force version, there's no comparison. But anyway, that's the second lot of Jabba's Palace characters. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you can see the massive upgrade that Vintage Collection is. I've seen some comments lately about people, you know, they like retro collection and people wanting less points of articulation. I'm not in that camp at all. I would love Vintage Collection to continue to make the best possible figures they can, because they look awesome in dioramas when they're super accurate. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm middle-aged Kiwi man collecting Star Wars figures. Ka kite, and I will see you on another video.